actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Only some of the actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Only some of the actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Only some of the actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. The action of enclosure. Perhaps you have to crawl under the table and see from the other side. And there she locked in the visitors of her action in a space and made them find out on their own how they could come out.
You can see a photo here.
And here as well. It was called primary structures.
But then she radically changed to this kind of actions, relating to poor people that were leaving him to come on. And then after there is a very famous action she did that was enclosure action.
I think with something, it's something very personal what I like about Graciela, where she says in the video, I probably don't cite it very correctly, but she says they don't say that art can't change society, but this action or this experience has changed me. And I think this is quite a nice, I think I like this expression.
Are there a lot of documents here?
Sorry?
Are there a lot of documents here?
Only some of her actions are documented.
Yeah.
And only some of the documents are here.
Only some
of her actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Only some of her actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Only some of her actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Only some of her actions are documented, and only some of the documents are here. Perhaps we can go on to another thing that connects two of the exhibited women here. It's it's over there, and it's a very nice document. Actually, Graciela didn't know who Adrian was. She told me that she even thought Adrian would be a man, and later on she found out who Adrian was and what kind of art she was doing. Graciela brought these documents with her because she knew that Adrian Piper would also be here. And this is kind of a...
We can go on and go over to Adrian's art, which is exhibited here. A video which shows a lecture given by Adrian Piper, including some video excerpts, and there are the so-called funk lessons in it. And where she's teaching people about funk movement, and one should think about theorizing or conceptualizing and doing and the contact with the world and the object as two different things. And or that if you go for conceptualizing, then always try to connect it back to an object. So if you're not an artist, as you said it, I guess, you should maybe try something doing with your hands in order to connect the all very in your head theories to something object like material. And I think that's a very interesting mix that you can see in funk lessons, because it's on one hand taking out the structures from funk dancing to funk music, explaining it, but at the same time doing it. So it's like a lesson. I think it starts with the shoulder moving to the funk music, and also some doing that. Yeah, and she's separating it and explaining also. There's a preoccupation of that funk used to look very sexual or vulgar, and it's in the hip movement that you go with your hips. I have to. But actually it's about having fun, and it's about trying and enjoying, and I think it would be nice really doing it, really trying to do that and to experience that. Actually, I think
have some fun.
That I demonstrate are so basic, a lot of them anyway, are so basic that it's hard not to use them.
Yeah, so we can try 2 steps.
We decided to do guided tour in group, so we have been practicing it during this lab situation. So part of our practice in this exhibition was to do a collective guided tours. So I mean, now we are a big group, which is kind of unexpected to have you all together, which is very great. But of course, we don't give guided tours as we don't provide you with the objective information that a normal guided tour will give you. So it's also the idea to just collect and how you say?
Maybe our attempt is to share a little bit the opportunity that we had last week or the last 2 weeks, because most of the artists that are exhibiting here were present in the space. And it was very nice because when the artists were building up their displays, somehow many of the documents that are exhibited here were connected with a lot of stories or memories or things that the artists wanted to share with us about the documents that are exhibited. And maybe we can share some of this information that we got from the artists with you.
He decided to go on with his own concerns about radical change. Not only museums should change, but schools should change, school systems should change, society should change. He's in love with Ritsema Carnevale's work. He thought society should change, and he thinks he wants to...
He's in love is what?
No. So he was sitting at his desk, and he became the director of the factory of products of radical change. That's the work for his next 20 years if his pacemaker doesn't break. Yeah, the first day he climbed this wall, and it became very problematic to do such things, because of course the wall could fall on Sanja Iveković's work that belongs to MoMA, and it would have been a problem. So each time he climbed something, we just catch him and say, yeah.
But who broke the table?
You broke the table by jumping on it.
Maybe you prepare the other side. You can reenact your own act. No?
Oh, no.
Shall I do it? You don't. I'm not destructive.
What's amazing is that these walls, they look very thick because they are museum walls, but in fact they are very thick because they can hold pictures and paintings, but if you look at them as stages, they are not that thick anymore, they become fragile. So I think we try to bring the fragility in the museum, that this stage is more fragile than the usual stages.
He did.
And maybe it's the best moment, it's before it breaks, because when it's broken, it's not so important. It's just the fact that things that look thick, some things you think you can't change them, you can bring them down, you can produce change. It has something childish to create anything, but
Won't break.
come on.
I'm not heavy enough. No, I'm not destructive.
One of the things we did was to take the camera. Ruti was sleeping there on the couch. So we started this. We were 3 of us. Who can join? We need to be 3. Somehow we were fed up with the filmmaker holding it. So
You can do, come. Okay. It's,
So
he starts.
no, you start.
I start.
You start. You start the film. I'm filming. So, and you go on. So you follow me. Then you take my camera. You take the camera. And from him to me.
You take him. You take him. And I take the camera. Change. And you change. And you change. Oh! That's mean.
Our fantasy was that, well, maybe it was mine, but when I discovered the scores, we were trying to find a way to be in this exhibition. And of course we had the problem with the fact that this exhibition corresponds to actions, artworks, changes in society, radical actions, radical changes that are then becoming documents in a museum full of light. And they are the political virus that is in all those works of course, disappears after 40 years, and disappears through the fact that they are exhibited as documents also. And I thought it's, in this score, it could be a way to represent somehow, through performing the score, what this exhibition produces towards the original artworks, somehow, or what any exhibition produces when it is about live art or actions or performance being then represented. And we tried it roughly, and of course we didn't go so far to really be sure if green was always green and if red was always red. And we would always start again after 70 instead of going further, just because we are afraid of not understanding. And even though Chana said it's so simple, we were really an amateur group trying the score. But so that you have maybe an idea what this score is about, or how we as artists part of this exhibition we could relate to it, if you're okay.
Should we do the score?
Yes, I'll do the score. Just to say, so maybe I say it again, well, how the score functions. It's it's a time base. We need someone to count from 1 until 70, but in fact the real score would just go on and go on. So Claudia is very nice to count for us, and each one of us has to choose 8 movements in theory. And I apologize to Chana because we did really our own thing from it. And we decided to make things more simple, to not choose 8 movements from the 8 artists, but we work first for 70 counts on 1 artist. So we start with Lynn Hirschman-Leeson, and then we move to Anne Halprin's world, and we move on. I guess you could, I hope almost, you could recognize some of the works or some of the artists. And if you don't, it's also fine. Is this enough?
2 times 7.
2 times 7.
Zero. 0, 1, 2, 3,
DNA of culture.
4, 5, 6,
Female
7, 8,
robotic
9,
doll.
10, 11,
Single,
12,
divorced, Jewish,
13,
unemployed.
14.
Do you want to share
15,
a room with me?
16, 17,
8,000 euros. This is sure.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
Roberta.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
Roberta.
33, 34, 35,
Psychiatric DNA of culture.
37, 38,
DNA of culture.
39, 40, 41,
Perfect woman.
42, 43,
Roberta.
44, 45,
The
46,
perfect woman.
47,
The perfect doll.
48, 49,
Female protagonist.
51,
Perfect woman.
52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64,
Roberta.
65, 66, 67,
Roberta.
68, 69, 70. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
About healing
15,
society.
16,
People here.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
Notes.
27,
Organizing a moving dinner in the city.
29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66,
the circle, the circle. The circle, the circle, the circle.
70.
Three,
34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42,
42, 43,
44,
45,
45, 46, 47,
47,
48, 49, 50,
51,
52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60,
61,
62, 63, 64, 65,
66,
67,
67,
68, 69, 70.
She's projecting her work onto her body.
I think she really means art must be painful.
She's a pioneer.
8,
I like
9,
the relation between pleasure and pain.
She has a comb and a brush.
11,
Belgrade was not Zagreb. Huh?
13,
I like it as well.
But originally it was
14,
Hasn't the question been asked before?
15,
It's very old.
Made in a gallery in Copenhagen, 1978.
17,
1975.
I worshipped her for years.
It's the thing that you can really work on when you have hair. Just yes, in a way, yes. We have been interlinked in different ways. These interlinks are very important, and in a way,
8, 9,
it's what I think it matters really, how
12,
thought is created or
14,
developed
15,
by these interlinks.
16, 17,
Well,
18,
I brought this because
19,
when I saw she was at the exhibition, I said, well, I can bring this because it's like a document also of this kind of interchange that we're passing at that moment.
0, 1, 2, 3,
There was a point in the middle of space.
4, 5,
Masturbating in front of Tito on the balcony.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
The welcome of the audience is entirely pre-planned.
14, 15, 16, 17,
Circles and
She wasn't masturbating in front of Tito.
20,
The first time she went like, wait,
22,
walk.
23, 24, 25, 26, everything, 27, 28, 29, 30.